is Sydney ASMR, and welcome back to my channel. I want to start off by formally apologizing to my audience, basically leaving my channel unprompted without a wave of goodbye. I basically left unprompted without any notice. I was going through quite a bit at that time in my life, and I thought I could return back to you guys about a year and a half, 2 years later almost, and go over all of the rumors as to why I left, and actually go over what happened and updates in my life. And you might be like, girl, I don't know you. I don't care. I just want to sleep. This video will still be quite calming and soothing. If you're anything like me, sometimes I just like to listen to other people talk. I love W Magazine ASMR videos. After you're done with this video, check them out. And I love hearing people talk about themselves and their life in a calming manner. And maybe you could just get to know me and learn about me and have a good time with this video. And I have some unique triggers that I'm going to use today that I think are very special, and I hope that you have a wonderful time watching this and that you sleep wonderfully well. We're gonna start off by lighting a candle because that's how I get ready for calming. Getting ready for the night. Sometimes I'll light a candle before I go to sleep, or as I'm getting winding down for the day. And today I have two options. I have a sandalwood and citrus, which is very like fresh smelling. I think it's very clean. I think I got this at Marshall's or Home Goods. And then for Christmas, I got this from my mom. It is, what is it? Palo Santo marshmallow burnt sugar from Siblings. And this one does kind of achieve that marshmallow smell, but I think I'm gonna go with the first one, the sandalwood and citrus. So I've got a little lighter, and we're gonna light this bad boy up. Oops. There we go. It's kind of smoky, guys. Alright, we're just gonna hopefully not burn down my apartment and put that right there. And I also have some coffee. It's really good. It's kind of expensive, so I don't get it that often, but it's coffee mixed with lion's mane mushroom. I have anxiety, and sometimes coffee can give me diarrhea and the jitters, but I do need coffee to function. So this is like a good mix between mushroom and coffee, and it's not too jarring for my senses. It is like $20 for a one bag though, but I'm interested in looking into maybe getting the beans that I can grind up, and maybe that'll be cheaper because I do own a grinder. Not the grinder app, but the actual grinder for coffee. And if I am interested in going into other coffees that might be cheaper, that are maybe like half caffeinated, but surprisingly those are a bit hard to find. And then I have the Trader Joe's creamer that just came out with spiced vanilla. guys remember Bear? He's my cat. He's napping on the bed. And then I also have another cat, and she's a scaredy cat, and she's sleeping underneath the bed. I'll put a photo of her on the screen so you can see her. She's my baby girl. But anyways, why I stopped uploading videos, it's because a lot of reasons. I was graduating nursing school. I was getting my bachelor's, and I went from being in the dorms, making a couple $100 every month, supporting myself from YouTube, having a very limited budget, to working full-time in a hospital. I still work as a oncology PCU nurse, and that transition was a good transition, but a hard transition. The first year as a PCU, or any bedside nurse, is considered to be one of the hardest years in a nurse's career. It is very hard to be a bedside nurse, and in my job I work with oncology patients, which are cancer patients. Now, not every patient has cancer on my floor. We take all different types of patients, but if anyone is actively receiving chemo or recovering from a chemo treatment, or unfortunately not doing well from chemo treatment or the cancer that they have, or a new diagnosis, they come onto my unit. And it was very hard. I was 21 when I started as a tech, and then transitioned into an RN, and it was hard, but so many good memories as well on my unit. I have had the honor of taking care of some really wonderful people in all aspects of their life, and it has really matured me as a person and helped me become a pretty, I think, well-rounded person, and understanding what little time we have on this earth and how grateful we should be for the good stuff that we have in our lives, including the people that we love and care about. I also love the people that I work with on my unit. Our manager, can be a little bit overwhelming sometimes, but it's because she cares so much. She really does care, I think, about us, and she wants us to be the best that we can and take care of us. I really do think that. And my unit wins a lot of the awards in our hospitals because we're very clean, and our managers work really hard to make us the best that we can be. And sometimes it can get very exhausting, very, very exhausting on my unit, and it's very hard work, but the people in my unit really are special. It does take a certain person to work with cancer patients. You do have to have a lot of compassion and kindness and patience, and I'm grateful for my team. But that transition was hard. The first year was very hard for me, and I just couldn't film videos on top of that. It was too much for me. I also moved out of the dorms into an apartment, which was the best thing ever. If you look back in my videos, you can see my old dorm rooms, and even though I tried my best to make the rooms look aesthetic and nice, it wasn't sometimes. And the people that lived in those dorms, and the management of the dorms, and sometimes even my roommates or my neighbors, just weren't the best. It was a very depressing dorm setting, and it was more like beaten down apartments. And the school that I went to, I didn't have a lot of friends really. It was a lot of older people, a lot of people who had kids, or I was the youngest person in my class, and I just had a hard time relating to some of the people in my class and making friends. And when I graduated, I was taken out of that environment, and I was fully independent on my own health insurance. I was having no support from my parents. I was no longer receiving money channel is how much love that you guys do have for my channel and the content that I create. I looked back and I saw all the many messages of you guys wishing that I was back and thinking and plotting and trying to figure out what happened to me. And unfortunately, I was not in prison. And I don't even remember all of them. They're so funny. There's a lot of people that said I was in prison for smoking weed, or I saw somewhere it was like I murdered someone. Those are also very exciting, but the truth is just a bit boring, unfortunately. But yeah, so, and what brought me back? Why am I here making a video on a random Monday? Well, it's because of this. This is a 3DS XL or LL, and it is now my pride and joy. I spend a lot of money on this, and between the stickers and the case and the charm and the console and the case that I bought for my console, it was a little bit expensive. And I was like, I wish I had a second income where I could spend my money on silly things like this, because unfortunately I have a hard time saving money due to loans and rent and all the bills that come with that. And I was like, God, I wish I had a second income that was stress-free and maybe something I enjoyed. Sydney, you have subscribers and content and people who love you on YouTube. Why don't you just go back to that? But the issue is, it was not stress-free for me in college. It was sometimes very stressful for me to film videos, which is the opposite of the vibe I'm trying to create. And I was like, maybe one day I'll go back to it. Maybe one day. And I recently started therapy. I am now in a very healthy relationship, and I have some big changes coming for me this year involving moving. And I was like, maybe it's time for me to get back and see if maybe I'll enjoy it, and maybe if I make enough money this month or next month to pay off my DS, it'll be worth it. I'm sorry if you can hear my other cat. She's eating from her bowl right now. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to see if I enjoy it again and to pay off my DS. So I'm back, baby. And I'm only gonna make videos that I enjoy making. And I'm not gonna really focus on the money aspect of it. I'm just gonna make videos that make me happy and hopefully help you sleep, and together we can have love and harmony, right? So this my next video will probably be me playing some DS games. All of this is bear themed and bunny themed. So I have a bear, my cat Bear, and then a bunny, which is my cat Jolene. She reminds me of a skittish little bunny that runs away. She sometimes hops. It's very cute. And I found this charm, and there's a little bunny on it, which I think is very, very cute. And then when you open it up, this is the theme that I have. It has some relaxing music and some two bears, and yeah, that'll be my next video. I'll go over this and play some games with you guys. But for now, we're gonna say goodbye to my 3DS XL and save that for another time. Another thing that I've been really into lately is collecting just physical media. Now when it comes to my 3DS, I don't think I'm gonna buy DS cards. I think I'm just gonna keep it all there. Maybe I'll buy some if I find them cheap somewhere, just because in my case I have little slots for them that I can collect screens and the extra content that comes with them that you just don't quite get when you stream it. Like when you stream stuff, it just feels like too many options, so much. Like, and it's not your movie, you're renting it for a short time. And for movies that maybe are nostalgic or movies that you really like, it's sometimes nice to have a physical thing you can hold in your hands and you can see the behind the scenes or the extras or the music videos that go alongside with it. And sometimes there's really interesting content that you never even knew existed. Like when Underworld came out, there was a documentary that came out alongside it about proof of vampires living, and it's really cheesy and it's so funny to watch. And it's also really cool sometimes to see content made from 20, 25, 30 years ago, because times were so different back then. There's some behind the scenes footage from here that is arguably a little bit raunchy, I guess, or if it came out today, they would be canceled kind of vibes, or you'd be kind of like side eye. And I don't know, I just love stuff like that. Or I love seeing trailers from movies you've never even heard of from 20 years ago. I would love to go over those DVDs with you guys. I think that would be so much fun. And maybe I could share my letterbox with you guys and we can all review movies together. But I wanted to show you this case because I thought it was pretty cool. I bought it from a local like CD movie place. So when you take it out of the slot, Kate Beckinsale stays on here, and I think that's pretty cool. And then you're left with a DVD without Celine. And then when you open it, you get 2 DVDs. I haven't opened up the second one, only the first one. But the reason I wanted to show you guys this one was because I thought what kind of came with it, the booklets were very cool. So we're going to go over that together. So this right here shows like the drawings of Underworld. And it opens up kind of like this. And you can see original sketches that they made and what made it the cut in the movie. Now, am I saying that Underworld is a phenomenal, great movie? No. But it is definitely a fun movie and it's very nostalgic for me. And I think arguably in some ways it's almost a goodish movie for girls growing up. I would say her outfit is, maybe a little bit too tight to appease male audiences, but I think that her character was still pretty good and strong, and her character really could have been played by a man and she could have talked in the same way and it still would have fit. So I liked that aspect of it. It's definitely a fun movie and I'm glad that I have it in my collection. And it came with another booklet with her on the cover being a badass. And let's see what's inside of this one. Oh yeah, this right here, it's a mini graphic novel. Isn't that so cool? You get a graphic novel and the movie. There they are, kissing. It's funny how many times in this movie she says the word lichen. But yeah, definitely really happy to have this in my collection. Underworld. Beneath the city streets, feuding vampire and lichen clans battle for supremacy over the underworld. Their war has raged for centuries, unseen by human eyes until now. When the battle begins, which side will you choose? So, that is definitely a really fun movie, and I actually like all the Underworld movies, even the really bad ones that came out recently, just because it's nostalgic for me. But the first one is definitely the best in my opinion. And then another thing I'm starting to collect, not as much as my DVDs, not nearly as close, but I think it's something I will start to collect, is CDs. So I actually will be seeing Lady Gaga live this year, and I thought it'd be fun to start collecting some of the Lady Gaga CDs, and my partner got me some CDs, which was really sweet, and I was like, I want to get one more. And one of my favorite songs right now by Lady Gaga is Aura. And the reason why I love Lady Gaga is because I think she makes really unique music. And when I was listening to Aura, I added it to my liked songs, and I didn't even realize it was by Lady Gaga. And then I looked at it and I was like, oh, it's by Lady Gaga, no wonder, it's so good. So I got this CD. Look at that. Look at that. I think it's really pretty. And the reason why I don't have very many CDs is because the only thing that I have that plays CDs is my DVD player. I have a DVD Blu-ray player, and it plays CDs as well. But I do eventually want to get a proper CD player that's kind of cute. And I want to display my CDs while I'm listening to it. So let's crack this bad boy open. Well, this is the back. It's very cool. I think it's very pop. And this is the inside of what it looks like. Pretty cool. And then the only complaint I have about CDs is that sometimes taking these out and in is very hard. I don't know what it is. But I'm gonna take this off camera because it's very loud. So it's very glossy, very nice. And then you have all of the songs. We have Aura, Venus, Guy, Jewels and Drugs featuring T.I., Too Short, and Twista, Manicure, Art Pop, Swine, Donatella, Fashion with an exclamation point, Mary Jane Holland, Dope, Gypsy, and Applause. Applause is probably her most famous song from here, I bet. So there's some things in here that are a little bit raunchy. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, this is cool. That's pretty cool. I like that. But yeah, that is, I think, everything I wanted to show you guys just for this video. It's a pretty quick video, just a little hello, and I just wanted to say I'm excited to be here and to make more videos with you guys. I'm also going to be using a new editing software. Before, I used to always use Adobe Premiere, which I have mixed feelings about Adobe. I think it's a good software, but you have to rent it every single month to pay for it. It's very expensive, and I'm sorry about the cars in the background. I do unfortunately live sort of in a busy area, but I don't know, and I just couldn't justify spending $50-$60 every month to get back into video editing, so I'm going to be using DaVinci. It's free. I've never used it before. Hopefully it works out and this video looks great. I'm not going to put too much effort into editing my videos. I want them to be good, of course, and comfortable and soothing, but I'm not going to do any crazy cuts or big things right now. I'm just going to film and enjoy myself and share content that I enjoy with you guys, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I really do appreciate you guys, and I hope that this was kind of relaxing to listen to, something to kind of shut off the world for a moment and listen to a random lady on the internet talk about herself. You say